If you were a PC enthusiast back in the 1990s, your choice in cases was pretty much the following: white, beige, or whitish beige. Looking for case lighting or side panels with windows in it? Forget about it. But nowadays, with the amount of case choices out there, you could legitimately argue that your preference in cases is a bona fide form of self-expression. But what should you be looking for other than what you think is aesthetically pleasing? Well, the most fundamental decision that you can probably make is what size you want. Generally, cases come in three basic form factors that tie into motherboard sizes: ATX, micro ATX, and mini ITX, from largest to smallest. A small case is great for apartment life or if you frequently attend LAN parties, but larger cases are generally easier to work in and give you more room to upgrade and expand. That being said, not all cases within a size category are made equal. Once you know what form factor you want, do some digging into the spec sheet. Some can only fit certain graphics card lengths, while others may not support larger radiators, and others still may not fit beefy tower coolers since they'll stick out too far to install a side panel. Oops. And on the subject of fitting things in, a great feature to look out for is modularity, meaning being able to rearrange parts inside the case. For example, some cases offer removable hard drive cages to allow for long graphics cards. Others take this idea as far as they can and make nearly every component and fitting removable, allowing the builder to lay out the interior exactly how they want. One more spatial consideration is fitting in the extra components required for custom water cooling. Parts like pumps and reservoirs will need additional space, so make sure that the case actually offers somewhere to mount them, or be prepared to do it yourself. But even if a fancy custom loop isn't in your budget, pay attention to the case's fan configuration, as the number of included fans varies wildly, and so do the solutions for powering them, with some cases including hubs or even speed controllers. And whatever fan setup you go with, it's worth it to find a case with dust filters. These will keep, well, you guessed it, dust from building up on components and causing thermal problems. The nicer ones will have magnetic frames so you can remove, clean, and reinstall them easily. Cases are increasingly coming with additional ways to help with cable management too, such as holes surrounding the motherboard tray so you can route most of the messy guts out of sight behind the back panel. Nicer cases will have rubber grommets around these holes to make things look cleaner, but arguably even more important is the placement of these holes. Typically, you'll get some to the right of the motherboard, but additional holes above the board for EPS power and case fans, and below the board for front panel headers and more case fans are incredibly useful. Also, look out for cable management shrouds to make things look even nicer, such as around the power supply and behind the back panel for more organized routing. Although it used to be that you can always just cram all those cables behind your motherboard tray and no one would know, there are now a number of cases on the market featuring tempered glass all around the outside, including the back panel. So just remember that while they look cool, they'll also reveal your messy cable routing you did behind your motherboard. Two more pro tips. I recommend looking for something with lots of toolless features. Being able to install drives without having to deal with lots of tiny mounting screws can be a tremendous time and frustration saver. And look for a motherboard tray with a cutout for your CPU cooler. That way, if you ever have to remove it, you won't have to take out your entire motherboard just to get to the backplate. Finally, do a bit of homework on the case's build quality. Lower quality cases will often have sharper edges that aren't filed down properly, that are too easy to cut yourself on during the build process, and can be made of flimsier materials that bend or warp easily. High quality cases will feel more robust, regardless of whether they're made of plastic or metal, and will have durable finishes so they don't look worn out so quickly, and may also feature padding to cut down on vibrations and fan noise. Hopefully this guide has helped you narrow down your search for your next computer case. Or if all this sounds too complicated, you can just build your rig inside of a cardboard box and hope that nothing goes wrong. Another way to make sure nothing goes wrong is with Squarespace. They offer simple, powerful, and beautiful website design, creation, and hosting, 24/7 support via live chat and email, and it's only $12 a month. And if you sign up for a year, you get a free domain. They have responsive design so that it scales to any device you want to view it on, even like watches and stuff. And they have commerce modules so you can sell your stuff through your website. Start a free trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. When you do decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use offer code TechQuickie to get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you for watching, guys. Like the video, dislike the video, get subscribed, comment down below with what other stuff you want us to cover, and I'll see you next time.